Have you ever been confused by the concept of impedance? If so, don't worry. In this video, I'm going to explain impedance in the simplest way possible without using complicated mathematics. Before talking about impedance, let's first review the concept of resistance. Suppose I have a black box with two terminals A and B that only contains passive elements. I don't know what is inside this box, and actually I don't need to know. Now I connect a DC voltage source across these two terminals and wait long enough until all transient effects disappear and the circuit reaches steady state. At that moment, a DC current is drawn from the source. The voltage has only one property, its magnitude. The current also has only one property, its magnitude. The ratio between these two magnitudes is called the resistance. Once I know the resistance, everything becomes easy. If I know the applied voltage, I can calculate the steady-state current, or if I know the current, I can calculate the voltage drop across the black box. So, resistance completely describes the steady-state behavior of this circuit when it is excited by a DC source. But now, let's ask a more interesting question. What happens if the source is no longer DC? Suppose I replace the DC source with a sinusoidal voltage source. Again, I wait long enough until all the transient effects disappear and the circuit reaches a steady state. Now something very interesting happens. Assuming the circuit inside the black box is linear and time invariant, the current is also sinusoidal and it has exactly the same frequency as the applied voltage. Why this happens is an interesting topic by itself, and I'll explain it in another video. For now, let's simply accept this fact and focus on what it means. By the way, the frequency is fixed, we already know it, so we can ignore it for now. Let's compare the voltage and the current. The voltage has an amplitude. The current also has an amplitude. But there is something new. The current is not necessarily perfectly aligned with the voltage. It may reach its peaks a little later than the voltage, or it may reach them a little earlier. In other words, the current may lag the voltage, it may be exactly in phase with the voltage, or it may lead the voltage. So, we have another feature here, the phase difference between the voltage and current. So, unlike the VC case, there are now two questions we need to answer. First, how large is the current? And second, how much does the current lead or lag the voltage? Notice something important. Resistance was only to answer only one question, how much current flows. But for sinusoidal signals, one number is no longer enough. We need a property that tells us both the ratio between the voltage amplitude and the current amplitude, and also the phase difference between them. Now we need something richer than resistance. That new property is called impedance. Resistance tells us only one thing, how the magnitude of voltage and current are related. But impedance goes one step further. It tells us not only the ratio between the voltage and current amplitudes, but also how much the current leads or lags the voltage. In other words, impedance contains everything that resistance tells us, plus one more important piece of information. You can think of impedance as the big brother of resistance. So impedance plays exactly the same role for sinusoidal steady-state circuits that resistance plays for DC steady-state circuits. Now here's another interesting question. What kind of mathematical number can naturally describe both a magnitude ratio and a phase difference? Correct, a complex number. A complex number has both a magnitude and an angle. That is exactly why impedance is represented as a complex number. The magnitude of the impedance is the ratio of voltage magnitude to current magnitude, and the angle of the impedance is the phase difference between voltage and current. Once we know the impedance between terminals A and B, and we know the applied sinusoidal voltage, we can determine both the amplitude of the current and how much it leads or lags the voltage. Likewise, if we know the current, we can determine the corresponding voltage. So here is the key idea I want you to remember. Resistance tells us how the magnitude of a DC voltage and a DC current are related. Impedance tells us both how the amplitudes of a sinusoidal voltage and current are related and how much the current leads or lags the voltage in steady state. So, whenever you hear the word impedance, don't think of it as something completely new. Think of it as the big brother resistance, one extra piece of information that makes resistance powerful enough for sinusoidal steady-state circuits. And that's it. In the next video, we'll calculate the impedance of the three most important circuit elements: the resistor, the inductor, and the capacitor. See you there.